One thing a day. I'm reacting to an article on Business Insider by Fortisa Latifi, in which a software developer called Michael Sim shares his experiences in increasing productivity by prioritizing one task a day. The first thing that he says, there is no shortage of distractions for the modern worker. Well, nothing new here, right? I mean, I've been talking about this for a while now. That's actually the point of all my videos and my book and my work. It's exactly trying to create a protective casing against these distractions that are so prominent nowadays. Working from home even adds more to distractions. And many of us have been working from home, we're working from home, still work from home, and we know that at home there are many things that can actually derail us. So given this new environment that we live in, how can we focus? We have these things here called weapons of mass distraction. They're constantly distracting us. You're focused on something, you're typing something, and then all of a sudden you get up, push notification, get rid of push notifications, just get rid of them, please. A world without push notifications, that is a good world. Michael Sim talks about how he came across one productivity tip that may sound counterintuitive, particularly in these days when we talk about, getting multiple things done, we're encouraged to be multitaskers, etc. But what he says is that instead of trying to tackle this to-do list with tons of different things, we should just focus on one thing a day. And here I am thinking to myself, okay, here we go again, another attack on to-do lists. And I've written this in other places. I think that there are a lot of criticisms against to-do lists that are just not valid. We have to rethink to-do lists, not to eliminate them. I think that they have tremendous value, but this is for a different post. But then going deeper in the article, I realized that this is not only what he's talking about. Yeah, we do need to keep our to-do lists, but this idea of working on one thing a day is extremely, extremely powerful. And again, some of us will not be able to just focus on one thing a day, but make sure that you have the time during the day. It could be early in the morning or later in the day where you work in one project and you make sure you make as much progress in that one project as you can. He talks about how this new way of working completely changed his outlook. Why? Because focusing on one task just makes it much, much easier to get into a state of flow. That state of flow is that state in which you're completely immersed in that activity. There is no cognitive energy left for anything else. To get into that state of flow, you need to go deep into the task that you're focusing on so that you can get into that situation in which you become lost in time. The problem is that if you're constantly being interrupted, you're constantly focusing on 5 different things, you can never achieve that state of flow. And that state of flow, people will share with us that it's almost, this I joke around, is when you hear the angels sing, right? The words start to come out in your project. There is a certain cadence to the work that you are doing that is just absolutely fluent. We have to create these spaces for this type of work to be able to happen. Do you have this type of spaces during your day to allow yourself to get into a state of flow? And if you don't, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do in order to create those spaces? And then he continues, quote, "When I quiet my devices and take my attention away from text messages, emails, Twitter, Discord, and an impeding checklist with tasks I don't have the bandwidth to focus on, I can actually do the task I want to do and do it well." So 2 things here, that I want to do and do it well. To do anything well, we need time, attention, and focus. And we can only create time, attention, and focus when we are monotasking. Monotasking is that ability to work in one task until the task is done. He also talks about how important creativity is for his work and how working this one task does allow him to become more creative because, again, you're not being pulled in 5 different directions. He also talks about how he listens to music without lyrics because it keeps him stimulated and without being distracted. And this is one thing that I also talk. In fact, I have a playlist, Dark Horse Tamed, that you can listen to, in which that's what I do. I offer you music, trance music with no lyrics, so that you can focus better. And I'm telling you, in the morning, that's my morning ritual. I sit there, I put my earphones on, and I have no other distractions. I know I'm gonna only work in one project that morning. I get into that state of flow, and that music just pumps you up and keeps you going. When you listen to some good old Tiesto. I don't know so much about the new Tiesto, but you listen to some old Tiesto early in the morning working on a project of your liking, there is nothing that can hold you back. So if you like this video, please share some of your love. Like the video, share the video, comment. There are other people out there, if you liked it, that probably will like it as well and need to hear this message. So don't be shy, share the love. Thanks.